Mr. John Bouchier!
I'm sorry, I didn't realise you had a bad knee. Yes, it's the right one, dear, but yes. Very sore for years. I expect it's just old age. Do you think so, dear? Yes. Well, I've had the other one just as long, and it's as good as new, dear.
I'd like to tell you today about when I worked in South Africa in 1972 about apartheid. It was quite horrible, and there were all sorts of things like the fact that it had different seats in the parks for the black and white population, or like in a big post office, 2 staircases even. The police had Alsatian dogs that were trained to attack anybody with a black skin. And some of the youths in a township decided that they'd fed up with all this, so they went and saw a witch doctor. And he said, now, if you drink this potent stuff here, you'll become invisible, you can attack the police. Well, needless to say, it didn't make them invisible, and the police just shot them and killed them all. And then there were things like the fact that if you did, in order to be able to work over there as an entertainer, you had to do a show for the indigenous population as well as the white population. So, for instance, the Royal Ballet came over from London, and immediately all the seats that the whites had went. But the theatre was almost empty for the indigenous population. So women put saris on and darkened their skin and bought tickets and went in that way. Another time I was working at an hotel, and Eartha Kitt was there. And now she wasn't really allowed to be in an hotel, but there weren't any hotel for black people, so they gave her a certificate to say that she was an honorary white person. But she couldn't leave her room. She had to have all her meals in the room, and she couldn't use the restaurant or anything like that. And one day, it was very, very warm out there at this time, and one day her little girl, who must have been about 5 or 6 at the time, put her swimming costume on and dived into the pool. Well, there was pandemonium. They got the kid out of the thing, they emptied the pool, washed it down and everything, and then refilled it so the white people wouldn't get any of this black on them, you know. Another time I was working at an hotel on the east coast of South Africa, and the manager sent for me in the morning, and I thought, oh, what have I done? And he said, I'd like to have a word with you. He said, Coca-Cola spend a lot of money with us, and they've got a chap coming over, a Cape Coloured, as they were called in those days. That's somebody that was half Indian, half white, people that had got together before the apartheid. And he's going to teach the children how to play cricket. Now, he said, as I say, they spend a lot of money with us, and so consequently they want to come in tonight and watch the cabaret. He said, now, we've got this big round table for about 12, right over in the corner in the dark, so he can't be seen. But I just want to apologise to you for the fact that he's in. Well, I said, I couldn't care less about that, you know, I'm from Britain. I said, who is he anyway? He said, a chap called Basil D'Oliveira. Well, I said, I can't wait to meet him. Well, after the show, I went to this table and sat down with him and had a long chat with Basil, and he signed a picture for me. Great bloke, smashing fella altogether. Now, just to finish on a slightly lighter thing, the girl that used to do my room for me, because I was sort of living in, I could go to the restaurants or whatever. But if I wanted a cup of tea, I could send for it, get room service. But obviously I had to tip the person. Well, if I'm drinking tea 3 or 4 times a day, that's a lot of tips. So I went out and I bought a kettle and some tea and made my own. And at the end of the run, I thought, well, I don't want to take this kettle with me. So I said to the young lady that was doing the room, I said, would you like this kettle? She said, oh, yes, sir. She said, but you'll have to give me a note to say that I didn't steal it. I said, of course I will. So I did. Well, now the following year I went back and lo and behold, I got the same young lady again. And she said to me, would you like to come to my house for tea on Sunday? She lived in a township. Oh, I said, yes, I'd like to. So I went round to her house. Well, it was really a garage, a sort of a garage, with a curtain halfway across it. They lived one side and ate the other. And she had a sparse amount of furniture, but she did have a little cabinet in the corner of the half of the room that she lived in. And pride of place on this cabinet was the kettle, which she shone vigorously every day, I think, because I'd forgotten they had no electricity or anything like that, and she could never use this damn kettle. But anyway, she was very pleased to have it. Well, that's all for now. See you another time. Bye.
Interesting sort of war, was it? I can't remember, it was a long time ago. Yes. The only thing I do remember is they used to put some stuff in your tea to take your mind off the ladies. Did they? Yes. Do you know something? I think mine's just beginning to work.
Why'd you say that?
I was out with a nice young lady the other night and nothing happened, and
Is she going all the way?
I think she will eventually, yes. She ever slapped me face 3 times. Well, what were you up to? Nothing. She was just checking I was still awake. Yes, mind you, too much of that sort of thing at my age, and 3 things happen. Yes.
What are they?
First of all, you lose your memory. Yes.
Yeah?
I've forgotten the rest.